So tonight we're going to talk about content. We have one more week before Content to Cash is over with. And we want to really get knee deep in how we create our content. So tonight is all about the framework, kind of like what we use to create content. And Sasha, this is your second time hearing this today, but we just finished like this quote unquote test this funnel out with Stan Store. And if you never heard of Stan Store, I heard about it from TikTok. And it's kind of a Linktree cousin. It's definitely a competitor. And so Stan Store is like Linktree, like this is all in one. It's crazy. It has landing pages, it has funnels, it has like confirmation emails, Stripe, PayPal. People can pay for your high ticket program with it. Like it's crazy. Like, and I was like, what the heck is all this in one place? So they have two different programs. I mean, two different like versions of it. So you have the $29 version and then you have the $99 version. The $99 version is what we selected because I wanted to see all the bells and whistles. So I built out a funnel in the thing, and we had a very, very successful like launch the other day, clocked in over, I want to say $2,400 in one day. And it was really for me to see the potential of it. So one of the things that I thought was really interesting about Stan Store is like you could literally sell anything, like a PDF for $9 or, a handy toolkit for whatever for $49, and you can have it funnel. So what was happening is that when we put the funnel out, people were getting the freebie and then they'll buy the $27 thing. And then they'll go and buy, like it'll be something after that. Oh, wait, here's another such and such, and it'll show. And then so, like I did, I kind of threw shade on Facebook. I was like, so all the women got the emotional toolkits, but the men was getting the daily cash system. But it was crazy because after that, I started getting like a couple of more people that was, getting the cash system, which I thought was very interesting. But the whole point I'm making is the content that we were putting out helped us to warm the audience up, because y'all, it was people I'd never heard before. It was people that were purchasing, and y'all, we've all kind of experienced that, people that we didn't even know and coming and just purchasing something. But everybody said the same thing: the content, the content, the content. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with you all tonight was more so my framework process of how I do it and why I want y'all to really embrace ChatGPT to get these digital products out. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm putting this here in the group. I'm creating a 75 offer list of ideas for 75 offers. ChatGPT already gave it to me. I just gotta framework it out. I mean, arrange it in the Canva doc and sell that, right? So leverage what you got. ChatGPT, my best friend, she called it money chat. She called it money chat. But the thing, like, you don't have to scuffle your way through life. Like, the thing is telling you what you can do. So let's say you want to do 100 smoothie recipes and sell that for $50. Or 45 productivity hacks for moms. Throw that thing in ChatGPT and I want to sell it for $49. Can you provide to me 45 productivity hacks for mothers who work and want to build an online coaching business on the side? and it's offer, like a full offer. And that thing just tell you, and it's like, thank you, money chat. Thank you, money chat. So these are some ideas for you to put out there, because you're going to have to, and we're getting ready to go into the content. The content is going to help you get to the work. Do you use it for Facebook? I do not. That's a great question. I don't. I think that's a great question, Sasha. I don't use Facebook. I'm sorry, ChatGPT for any of my social media posts. I only use it for offers. I leverage offers. Now, for example, like Matriarch was already pre-planned content before ChatGPT ever came out. But what I can tell you, it can help you with curriculum revisions and make the program, optimize your program. But as far as digital products, you can even tell the thing you could put it in before you go to bed tonight and say, give me 25 digital product ideas, and get very specific on what you do and how you help clients, and put the value statement. I help clients with this, and this, but I also help with this, and this, with this, and this. I have a signature program that's this much, that you want to get very specific. However, I want to create a course suite from a range of $19 to $997 digital course suite. Can you provide 25 course ideas that includes bundles and toolkits for me to sell in this range? That ain't gonna tell you exactly what to do. And it's gonna tell you what's gonna go in there and what price point to even put. Now, you ain't gotta take it that specific, but some people make their life easy, and money chat just tell you what to say. I'm calling money chat now. I like her bonnet. But yes, I mean, it's the bomb. So you have all the back end stuff. You can have your back end things together. So let's say we're going into June and you're like, okay, I got to get my back end stuff together. I remember this mentor saying that for every quarter, she creates 20 to 30 offers. And she just switches them out every week. So every week she has like maybe 5 or 6 offers that she plays with in her stories. And sometimes she'll have a funnel, like a standstill, up and going. Or she'll have multiple offers and she'll talk about them, but then she'll talk about her big offer and really spend time on that big offer. So your stories is the place where you really can swing people into your offers more and more and more. So what does that mean? That means going back to the drawing board. Who are you talking to? You got to be conscious, and this is the kind of get into the conversation of how should I create content going forward. Number one, you need to get still, and you need to get aware. Don't look at the past. Don't look at what everybody else is doing. I want you to more so start speaking to the client that you have or that you have had. What would you want your client to know? How is it working with you? And for example, as a coach, I give unsolicited advice. People ain't that alive, right? So as a coach, what is it like working with you as a coach? As a coach, this is how I work with my clients. This is how I provide. And so what happens is that when we had that drop on the other day, the launch, people were like, I'm just trying to get in the door. I'm trying to buy this. Like they were just buying. And it was like, I love your content speaks to me. Like I want to become a client soon. I want to, get into the matriarch. So they're saying all these things. But the thing is, you got to keep that momentum. You got to keep the momentum, but talk to the client that you either wish you had or the client that you have had that has been kind of like your creme de la creme, your superstars, if you will, and speak to that client. Like, this is, to my superstars, this is how I work with my clients. This is the criteria. And so you're working with them from a standpoint of different things. Like, so for number one, if you're doing bundles, if you're doing courses, and you also have your high ticket program, you're going to have to decide that you're going to have a hybrid content structure. So as you can see, my content has switched up a little bit because I now sell, more courses and digital stuff now. So some of my content is short form, but I love long form because I want people to understand I mean business. So I always want people to come up, but I want people to read. I want people to adopt what's really going on and why I feel the way we feel. So long form content is always going to bring your serious people, but it's also going to get lower engagement. So you cannot be surprised when it happens. Some people are reading and not engaging. So always know that just because when you post your long form content, it's going to be people that's going to, like, I love your content. Some people say, oh, I can't read all that. I don't know what else to say to you. That Sasha already know. Like, my ideal client reads. That's just facts. But you're also going to have people that are going to engage with, but the engagement is going to be low. The numbers are going to be low. Now, short form is where you get more quick. Now, those types of clients or ideal clients, quote unquote, are individuals that are going to probably do more courses. These are not your commitment people all the time. These are your people I just love what you say. Like, for example, I tested the waters just to get my algorithm of it, talk about Derrick Jackson. That's sad, but everybody went for it. As soon as we finish this session, I'm deleting the post because it's ridiculous. I said, everybody come out when I talk about relationships. This is so silly to me, but I want to get the algorithm back on my side. So I did that. And I do that every now and then just to stimulate. So, but those are your tire kickers sometimes. Those are your people that's, and it's fun, it's all fun and games, but it also shows you who's serious, who's not, who's your target audience and who's not. So if I'm always talking about the matriarch and getting your business together and I don't see you on those posts, I know where you at. I know where your mind and you probably ain't gonna make this next wave when I start deleting it. Probably gonna be in that cut. So the thing is, short form for more of your digital stuff. So if you're in, let's say you have your offers, you have your digital products, and you want to concentrate on that for the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks, if you will. Do a lot of short form, but also speaking to that ideal client. And it's going to be more so, more inspirational. There's going to be more inspirational content, and it's going to be more problem awareness. So basically, as we know, problem awareness is all, or they call it thought reversal, and what is it called? Polarizing. So short, 3, 4, 5 sentences. This is the reason why, da 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 da. Like, I had that one sentence that said, the reason why you don't have any money is because you didn't put in the work. So of course we had one person say, well, that's not true. Well, this post is not for everybody, honey. It's not for you. It's okay. Like, it's fine. But you will have people that's going to get triggered. However, the thing is that particular post is polarizing. Because some people will say, well, that's not the case. And this is what I said. That's the authority. That's you're rooting yourself in authority. And how you handle comments And y'all do a pretty good job at that. From ones that see this, yeah, the way you handle comments. Yeah, Cordelia, it's time to get like bold. It's time to get on with it. Like it's time to make some eyebrows go up. Like, did she just say that? Did she just say it? Now I love that Sasha said I delete them. Yeah, I will delete if it's disrespectful, but if it's like, oh, that's not true. I teach people how I respond by the way I approach that person, which says, this post is not for everyone, or if this post is for who it's for, but thank you for contributing. And they'll be feeling some type of way then, because it's like, just grown, it's fine. So that's kind of, what you said, overwhelmed is a choice. Absolutely. I even go as far as to say, to choose overwhelm. And see, I have that type of look, I even go as far as saying to consciously choose to be overwhelmed. Is to literally bypass the opportunity to work on this or work on that, and this is why a lot of women feel guilty, because it's a choice. It's a choice. And overwhelmed is a choice. Because if we're going to tell it, let's tell it all. What do we know about women? Because everybody in here serves women. We know we're emotional. That should be the center part of everybody content, to be honest. You got to root the emotion of your client. That's where the nation is right now. Everybody, like somebody was saying the other day, is, America's all about money, 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 money. Well, unfortunately, that is the case. And there is nothing we can do to run from that, because this is what this whole nation was founded upon. But now we get to curve it to say, women are having a hard time because we're all rooted in our masculine energy here. Unfortunately, that's why you got this femininity movement going on, because women are trying to get back into their womanhood, but it's hard to do that when you're in a capitalistic patriarchal society. They want you, this nation was not designed for women to thrive here. Like, that's why, like I told people, like, you need to be trying to get a plan to go to Costa Rica, move your baby somewhere or something, because it is what it is. As long as you're here. So what we know women are emotional, and you need a plan. So we know they're emotional, but we also know that women have something that men don't exercise, which is intuition. We need to learn how to tap into that. So even through your content, intuitively tap into what your ideal client needs to hear. And it needs to almost come from spirit. That's why in the morning time, meditate. Slow down, don't lay in the bed and go back to sleep like I sometimes do. Get up and actually meditate and like go within, see what spirit has said. Say your affirmations. Like, tell yourself, I'm creating amazing content and my ideal client wants to hear and needs to hear so that she can act. Spirit is giving me great content. Spirit, I need you to talk through me so we can converse with women so I can help them. See, this is where content creation meets the soul. You have to be much more, and sometimes you have to be polarizing. Spirit don't say, like when people say, well, spirit gave me, I just make feel like spirit ain't telling you to be happy all the time. Some of the spirit gonna tell you stuff that you be like, I can't believe you said that to me. Like, I need to get myself together. But spirit can be polarizing. So you need to utilize that energy source to be able to talk to your people. We know that women are emotional, like I said. Women need to learn how to tap into their intuition. And then also too, this was so good. We know, y'all know I've been preaching this, the fourth industrial revolution, we're going through. We are witnessing this. I don't care what side of the globe you on. We are witnessing something we never seen before. AI, tech revolution, we are in it. It ain't even nothing to be, don't even take this lightly. So how are you helping your ideal client get into the work? For example, Sasha, you help women with their wounds and things like that. Women need energy to get through this stuff, to birth out healthy children, to birth out, even just energy, period, thought process, wisdom, discernment, like healthy living, fruits and seeded fruit helps you with your thought process. You can think clearly when you eat healthy, And when you mix that even with meditation, you make decisions from a spiritual nature and not from a place of panic. Jesus, that's a word. So if for even for women, so creating content for women, that's the root emotion. Root the women in their emotion. Your feelings are to guide you back to center. So when you feel bad or you feel anxious, what does that mean? That means you're creating a story that isn't true. You're thinking about the worst case scenario. So when you're creating content, your job is to root that woman in her emotions so she can think. Productivity, Cordelia, is all about like Industrial Revolution. Train the brain to be more disciplined and controlled. I know people hate the word sacrifice, but if people are going to be successful in business now, even with children, and this is the thing, Cordelia, you got to empower moms with children that you are able to take care of your children. You can do this. Just because you have babies with or without a person in the home does not mean that you are incompetent of handling it. And it's another thing, you empower so they can have power. So your content needs to come from an empowerment standpoint. But you're going to have to also tell them you got to discipline yourself. This is just for a season. If you can just get disciplined and productive for a season. The other side is you being able to travel with your children at leisure. You could travel, go, and if you want to take your kids and live in another country, you can. So you got to paint the picture. Because the other side of this is what? This is a transitionary period for everybody. Corinthians education. You got to start empowering teachers we're going through it. It may be some teachers that's going to be chunking the deuces in the next 2 to 3 years. That's happening. They're going to get bogged down. Everything is a blessing. And so you're going to have to train these teachers. Where are they going after this? Shonda, even, she just chimed in, but moms with issues with their daughters, your daughters need a safe space. Their mothers almost need to behave matriarchal. There needs to be a matriarchal example. They need to be examples of walking in that, how they want their daughters to navigate through the world. This matters. Everybody want to be young and 12 and 17 again. We don't have that kind of time. There has to be an honor of being a woman these days. We got to restore honor in womanhood. And this is how you become matriarchal in so many ways, because I know that it's a fight, but that's what we're going back to. matriarchal, and the energy surrounding all that. Shonda said, how do you want your daughter to navigate? So the mothers are being the example is what I'm saying. We're talking about content coming from a place of strong, polarizing, yet authoritative. Oh, no words. Authoritative content where, because I was talking about ChatGPT to kind of catch you up a little bit, Shonda. We were talking about ChatGPT at the beginning, but we were using ChatGPT more for digital products, content for, and copy for, no worries, Cordelia. And things of that nature, but I don't use ChatGPT to create content. I use it to just on the back end. So with my content, I'm trying to help women to think about now and later. So the transitionary period we're going in, like I said, is a fourth industrial revolution, i.e., if you want to get astrophysical about it, and metaphysical and astrological about it, the age of Aquarius. If you want to get spiritual about it, it is more so the age of spirit, the age of energy. We came out of the age of material, age of the body, age of lordship, which means that I want people to tell me what to do. And I can't do things on my own unless I have somebody over me. So now we got to encourage independence. So Shonda, even for your people, everybody should be training their people to be independently understanding of who they are. Rooting people in understanding where they're going. This is the dependence on people to tell me what to think is over. You got to tap into how. They ain't tell me, I just sit there, I don't know what to do. No, that's not an excuse anymore. You got to teach people how to think now. And if you are still struggling with that, even in a business, as your CEO of a company, that's what I'm trying to tell you, as a CEO of a company, you have got to direct and manage and steward over what you are building. Because this is not just content creation. This ain't just a business where I just need to know how to do content. Content is coming from your soul space. It's coming from your spirit realm. You got to get still enough to put it out there. And you got to be courageous enough to put it out there. And you got to make sure it's reaching the right people, which means that every single day, you need to be connected with your ideal audience every day. This ain't no just one time and that's it. Then if you're not hitting on the content, if you're not hitting with the people, your job is to go get people. Ain't nobody biting. Sounds like that's a CEO problem then. Because you ain't gonna, like Jesus told the disciples, I can't strive with you always. So you gotta run a business like your life dependent on it. Like somebody put a piece of a red sheet of paper outside your door, a pink slip, and telling you if you got 2 weeks to make $10,000, where's it gonna come from? You gonna give up? If you can make money at will, I don't care if somebody paid you $1, you can make $1 million. And it's like, I'm not even like, that is no joke. So your content has to come from that place. So if we're going to go educational, that's statistics, that's data. You need to have an arsenal of data. That needs to, 60% of your day is content creation. I told y'all that. That's what you're doing most of the day. Your offer is already straight. You don't have to do nothing else to your offer. Your offer is fine. Now you got to market. You got to get people in your world. You got to get people behind the gate. What does that mean? It means every single day, you need to be converting somebody into something. Whether it's an email list, whether it's a call on your calendar, And then you need to make that a standard. Every day, somebody needs to be doing something in your business. There needs to be movement. Educational, what are we educating your ideal client on? What do they need to know? If you're intelligent and you're smart, how can they differentiate you from other people? You want people to think like, man, this girl makes me think. She makes me sit down and consider some stuff. That's where you want to be at. I told y'all on my post, this lady bought a notebook, $27 product. She went and bought it. She wasn't ready for the matriarch. But I started to upsell her, but it was like Spirit said she got what she needs. This is what she needs. And I told her, I said, if you have any questions, let me know. And she was like, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. She said, but I gotta focus. I gotta get my emotions together. So we'll let y'all know that was a market out there. Cause them $27 toolkits went off the shelf almost. Like, I mean, just, so anything emotional that you can tie into something that you got going on, that's a thing. So just FYI, probably put that in your back pocket and do something with it. Monetize off of it. So educational, data, research, no. Inspirational, you need to be inspiring your people to take action, give them some kind of hope, empower them to go through. Inspirational, how can I inspire them to get up and take action to change their life? Also, to give people every now and then in your posts, every now and then, give people something to do. Like, I dare y'all, journal about this, and y'all come let me know in the comments tomorrow and tell me what you came up with. It's almost like you become their coach before they become your client. The people like that kind of stuff. They want to be in your world. It's not like they're not paying you, obviously, but you want people to feel like they're in your tribe. You're building community. So like I said, Age of Aquarius is individualism. There is no follow me. It's more like, let's build a community here. Let's build a community. Let's talk about this. Let's have dialogue about that. Tell me how y'all feel about this, blah, blah, blah. But you also give people something to do. And then it also kind of stimulates action for them to do something. And then they come back and you'll know kind of what people need and how they respond on those posts. Like, okay, they're responding to this. Maybe there's a opportunity for me to create some type of digital product or some type of journal for them to buy. And then that can get people into my world, and then I can upsell them from there. Always opportunities. So inspirational, you need to help people get through. And give them activity every now and then. You ain't gotta do every post. People don't do it every post, because then you'll be coaching for free, and that ain't what you want to do. You want to give people a taste of what it's like to work with you. Consistency. Be in folks' face, okay? Be in people's face. You can post, I would say on Instagram, probably 3 to 5 times a day. TikTok, no less than 3 TikToks a day. Of course, you can pre-plan this. But in Facebook, I would say maybe 3 to 4 posts a day. I saw somebody say he posts 6 to 8 times a day, but he's also making $100,000 a month. So, the latter is scary, but it's like, okay, I get it. But people do what they got to do to stay in your face. It's repetitive, and it's like a commercial. Everybody's making noise, but what are they saying? So if you're gonna stand out and be the go-to, you gotta decide what that looks like for you and make sure you're doing it in a capacity where you're still adding people every day. Because people gonna see your content as soon as they become your friend, as soon as they become your connection, they're gonna see your content. And what you put out there is gonna be, it's gonna really give kind of an overview of what it's like to work with you, the intelligence level, the intellectual level of what it's like to work with you. I'm gonna say this. I want us to be much more unapologetic than we have been. I feel like sometimes we play too safe because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. And like I told y'all, nobody's stopping destiny unless you stop it. So if you got people where you don't want to show up because of people, they are humans. You're an adult with a whole business, with a whole vision, with a whole life. And if, again, where we're going, if you are still under the thumb of another power, that is a problem. So if somebody is, I don't want to offend, you are under another power and you're in the old. And this is why your money keeps stopping you. Because you're under the power, under the thumb of another. You are the CEO of your company. I keep having to say that to y'all because y'all thinking it's just an online business. This is you got the same credentials as Google. LLC, if you look up Google, and it's a limited liability company behind it if you have an LLC. You have the same credentials. They paid that same little fee, just like everybody in all the states have to pay for whatever's in alignment to that state. For California or wherever they gotta be, you have the same line. So the founder of Google and you have a similar concept. Different tax bracket, obviously, but you're on the same line, like you're the god of your company. I know they mess with y'all, but these are facts. So I create content, I'm creating content for the company. I'm not creating content for people to get offended. This is marketing. Y'all get me, Shonda and Corinthia? I know y'all's cameras off. Sasha, you get me? So it's a matter for debate. I'm over the business. And if I am withdrawing and withholding my company from being successful, then what am I? I'm also withholding my family being successful. I'm also withholding my life from being successful because the business supports the life. No words, Corinthian. The business supports the life. So if it supports the life that I'm trying to live, then I have to be unapologetic about that because I'm living an unapologetic life. And my life is not going to look like the average, so my content can be average. I'm not here to live an average life. So everything I do, I got to be at 10x level at every point in the game. Like this. And if I feel like I'm not hitting on it, then I need to take a step back and say, okay, they didn't hit, so why didn't it hit? I need to figure out why I didn't hit. Did I not reach out to the right people? What's going on? What do I need to do? So you need to get in alignment every time, like, okay, I'm about to create some bomb content. I need people, I'm about to engage. You need to engage with your people. Find time to do that every other day or as much as possible. Engage with people that's already following you. And I'm talking about your ideal clients, not your sister friends and not your group program mates, but people that you actually want to work with, because they're the ones going to pay you. So you got to be able to be in those circles in so many ways. So educational, inspirational, problem awareness, I talked about that. So then we're gonna go to promotional. Promotional, more so in the stories. Facebook is really good about when I put offers out there, people just go to it. Right? And then they just buy whatever they gonna buy. But also too, promotional, I have to talk about my offer more than one time. So I can't talk about it once and I don't talk about it no more. You got to talk about it all that week because repetitive turns head. Every day needs to be worn out about like, oh, I'm better to start going ahead and doing the program. It takes on average 7 times to mention your offer before people start buying it. It used to be 4, now it's 7. So you need to be mentioning your program at least 7 times in a week, at least. Talk about your program in your stories. Don't just say DM me, talk about it and talk about the benefits. What we do is that we break down da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so then what we do is we create just a customized plan. Like let's say you don't have it all figured out. You say it's a customized plan. It's a customized plan. We sit together and we come up with your goals. You know what coaching is? Coaching is all about goal setting, skill-based, skill mastery, habit reformation, mind reformation. That's all what coaching is. It's partnership. So you already know to talk on those levels, like we're creating different habits. We're recreating beliefs. You can even talk in those generalities. Now, if you have other, benefits, talk about that, but always talk about what we're taking down and what we're building up. And as a result, you'll be functioning like this. You'll be looking at this. You'll be focusing on that. Am I freezing up, y'all? I'm freezing up, okay. You need to like talk up about the next level. We need to prepare you for this. We want to see you higher. We want to see you moving in just like this. It's a return on your investment. So what does that look like? It's looking like the return on investment should be over time, over permanency. It should be permanent. It's a permanent move. So you're talking about that in your stories. Consider joining the such and such program or the such and such accelerator or the such and such intense. This is where we break down this, and this. And you're my ideal client. My ideal client is this, and this. This program is not for this person, this person, this person. If you whine and complain, if you don't believe in investments, if you're not self-lead, everybody should be asking for that self-leadership, period. I'm not a babysitter. You're not responsible for adults. If they want the work, they got to want the work. If not, it's okay. So you got to put that in there. Coaching is a self-leadership activity. You come here because you want to be better. You're transformation based. It's transformation. So you got to let them know everybody really is doing identity work. It's becoming somebody different. So you have to make your ideal client understand that this is what we're doing. If you have a case study or if you have testimonials, put it out there. For those of you who are struggling to get clients, that's why I say get some people on your calendar and give free coaching too, so that you'll have some testimonials. If people say, like, this was so good, okay, perfect. Well, tell me the DMs how you felt about this, how you felt about this experience. That is a testimonial. Screenshot or whatever it is, put in your stories like, oh, it was such such an honor to serve this amazing person today about regarding their such and such. Rich Living said, you're not a coach if you're not coaching. So if you're not talking to people, you need to get some people on your calendar ASAP. Yeah, Corinthia, you gotta, yeah. So that's the Huckleberry experience. You gotta make that priority. You gotta make that priority. Is it okay to write in my content in my program? Is for professional. Yeah, for professional, high achieving professional women. And look, you can even go as far as saying women that can emotionally hold themselves. We can support you, but you got to be able to emotionally hold yourself. I don't deal with trauma in this program. You have to be raw with it. You have to be raw with it. And even though, like, for example, Shonda's, you may get trauma women, traumatic women that come, but if they are dealing with, you already know you're in the medical field. If they're dealing with depression and all that stuff, and they're going back to when they was a child, we don't go back that far. We're going right here. I'm not even gonna play with that. I ain't gonna be fined by nobody's state. We're gonna go, okay, so we know what happened back then, but today we're gonna make it different. We're gonna live a new life. We're gonna decide different habits. We're gonna take the habits that we do have, and we're gonna have to redo them. And we're gonna have to anchor that in, it's all right. They did what they had to do. And you can be trauma informed. But I can't go back that way. And you can definitely coach people from that angle. I promise you can. Don't even think you can. Because it's a matter of bring scripture into this, forgetting what's behind me. I got to press towards tomorrow. Because nothing yesterday and going back is not going to help me today. It's just not. And you got to talk like that. When you think about it, yesterday doesn't even exist anymore. It literally doesn't exist. That's why we have pictures. That's why we have images. If people didn't have pictures, we don't have anything to go off of. Today, the moment is now. That's all we have is the now moment. So you have to root your person in today. Like, okay, what we have though is today, because your daughter is not getting any younger and you're not either. So we do have a chance at making this a beautiful relationship. Both of y'all can get out of what was yesterday. Look up the old age. Everybody want to go back. We're not going back that way. Ain't nobody going back that way. Nobody is going backwards. Nobody. So you got to get your people rooted, and we're going to the promised land. Even if you got to grab your daughter by the shirt and bring her on with you and just, baby, we're going to be all right. We're going to forget mama is sorry. We're going this way, and give them some tools and exercises to move forward. Because ain't nothing you can do to unravel the stories. And, I'm going to be honest with us too, is that many times, and this is not to sound insensitive, but it is the truth. We only got stuff going on with us because people told us that we got stuff going on with us. These are just things that people have put labels on us to continue the barriers of what we got to do to fix us, fix us, fix us. You're fixed. You're fine. But there's so much going on and so much in my heart. Okay, we're right here. And you have a precious moment to reclaim so that you can move forward. And we're just going to have to equip you with new mental coping tools when those thoughts do come up. This is how you replace them. So you got to start helping your people, like even through your content, helping your people to recreate new stories. Even for yourself, and you're gonna find yourself transforming even through your own content. I promise you. Like I think I got stronger and stronger as a business owner through my own content because I started to reflect on my past blunders and bad investment decisions and dealing with family or friends that did not support my upward mobility. And I started to learn through those pieces, like, okay, this is great content for me to share with people. And I learned through those efforts, so I was able to teach people about what I went through. Because we're more powerful than we think we are. As a man, woman, think it, so is he, she. So you're what you think about all day. So this is the thing. You want your ideal client to think differently about themselves. So you, through your content, you need to be able to transform the way that they think. So they can start to see you as the service provider, as the solution to their problem. So for captions, you can try out different things. You can have a very short caption. So let's say Instagram though. So Instagram, you got the pictures or whatever. So you're creating the Canva docs like in tweetable style, if you will, or in a carousel, making that really rich, and then making your caption a couple of sentences, but you also put under there what you do to help your clients. And tell them what to do. Sign up for the, DM me the word such and such to get our free guide to whatever. You can do that. But test different things out. But let that content come from your gut. Y'all know your people. You should know your people. If you don't know your people, that's a problem. You've been in business too long to not know who your people are. And then start talking to people more. Build up. If you lost your way with clients, you need to get your calendar back full again so you can talk to your people again. Think it's like their language is going to tell you everything you need to build content on. Questions. Oh, did y'all see the spreadsheet I sent y'all in Slack? Check it out. Check it out when we get off our session. It's stories, ideas. So when you get stumped in your stories, like if you look at some people's stories and they're like always good, you couldn't open it. Okay, it was a copy. Like, did it ask a question? Like saying, do you want to make a copy of? Were y'all able to open it? Because I was able to open it. Let me go back.
I opened it.
You open it, okay. Do you have, Sasha, you may have to download, Google Sheets on if you're using your phone. On a laptop, it'll open up this Google Sheets. So, but it has, and I'm gonna share my screen so y'all can see, just a look, see it, so you can kind of get familiar with it. And so if you need ideas for your stories, this is a great bank of stories that you can use. The first tab is visibility. So if you want to get visibility on, because people like to share. So for example, like this first one is 3 podcasts I have on repeat lately, or 3 podcasts I absolutely love that I listen to every week. are this person, this person, this one. You could tag that person. Them people probably gonna look at your stories and they're probably gonna share. So that's more people. My favorite authors, are whoever. People gonna see and they're gonna share content. You can even share, I've had a few new clients to come into my course, or a few clients to work with me on a one-on-one basis. I want to welcome this person, this person. Those people usually gonna share to their stories. So you can even shout out your business bestie, like people that you're learning from, like even some of y'all's like sister communities here in our program. When the going gets tough, this one was one of my favorites. I turned to my online business friends for support. Shout out to Ed so-and-so, Ed so-and-so, Ed so-and-so. So that's visibility. And then you have lead gen, which is pretty cool, is, my most downloaded resource or my most popular course is this. So you can get it by here. Then you can share a testimonial or something where people loved it, like a screenshot or something. A favorite client success story of mine. You could talk about a case study that you recently, encountered. Let's see, this one is good. So my Genius Zone is in helping people who are struggling with this so they can feel or achieve that. If you're ready to get rid of whatever the problem is, reply to this story. And I would say with keyword or with DM me the word such and such, and I help you get started for free or get started, to get on a call with me. You can talk about your first client that you signed. That's a good story. Here's the number one way I help my clients achieve their life goals, through whatever program. Why I'm different than other coaches, teachers out there. You could say, this is why, people say that I'm different. Even talk about the lowest moment in business and how I overcame it. Like everybody can speak from their angle. This is how, it was one time I had a client and I just did not know what to do. I did not know what to do, but I had to meditate on it. I had to think about it. And we had a conversation about this. And this is what happened. You can have stories like that. Before and after stories. And if you don't have a before and after story of a client, you can talk about your before and after. It's because I saw Sasha do that with your before and after. I thought that was pretty good. You always want people to like, this is where I came from and this is where I'm at now. I show people where I was at a career fair recruiting for Comcast. And now I'm a multi-six-figure entrepreneur, You can talk about the 3 mistakes that you see coaches in your industry, in your niche that they make. They focus more on this, and this. I tend to focus on this, and this. I have one of my sister friends, me and her are business coaches. And me and her, our content is contrast because she'll talk about organic marketing and sales. I'd be like, she throwing shade. And then I'll be like, well, I don't do paid ads because da. She's like, I see you over there. I'm just saying. So, it's a fun competition in so many ways, but you could talk about these things, why clients, either keep coming back to me or I always have a waiting list or I always have people that want to work with me. And these are the reasons why they say. The story of how I first launched my offer, you can talk about your offer even more. So conversations, how you stimulate conversation. Go to the next tab. A new quote that's inspiring me today. These are all conversations. So it stimulates, oh, I love this. And where did you find this? There you go. There's conversation. What's your human design? What's your astrology sign if you're into that? Your daily morning mantra. What's your morning routine like? My morning routine is I wash my face, I meditate, take people through this is how I get ready. Making a smoothie for the day, making coffee. People used to, I got to get back to that. I got to get back to that because that was such a momentous time where I used to always film in my stories me making coffee. That was always it. People used to love that. So I got to get back to that. Let's see. Do you work out every day? You know, that's a good one. Do you work out? It's a poll. Always start, it's a good rule of thumb to start off your stories with a poll. I've heard that when that happens, you get more engagement. When you start with just a simple poll, it could be, you know, like I said, do you like coffee or tea? Or are you water or coffee? Do you exercise often? Or which, you know, do you have a morning routine? Yes or no? Something simple. And then it's like people start seeing things after that. How I set the prices for my offers, how I stay focused when multiple projects are happening. I used to believe that money was whatever, like what's your money story? What are you learning about your money in your, even like, do you set a financial date with yourself for your business? You can share with people like on Fridays, this is when I sit down and I kind of look at my finances for the business and take a look at some things that I want to invest in the future. Some, you know, looking at just making sure I balance things out. Like, do y'all do that? Tell me about y'all's experience and whatever. You're gonna get some people in your inbox that's gonna say all kinds of stuff. And it might be people selling you on things, but that's okay because you just let them know, well, no, I think we're good over here and move on. So that's one place you can do. And then money attraction. So this right here is more like the story of why I created this. 3 random facts. The first time I reached whatever that end result was, this is how my life changed. A big welcome to whoever just joined your offer. Like, I think those are things too that you, especially for higher, you know, for your programs, I would strongly recommend, like, make people feel good about investing. Like, don't be afraid to share people's stories. Now, if you want to keep them hidden, that's up to you. That's totally up to you. But don't be afraid to share, you know, people joining your program. Or you could just say, have a post, not a post, because I don't put it on front, I put it in the stories. You know, welcome to, congratulations on, you know, joining our program. Because there is a such thing as buyer's remorse, and you want people to feel included and feel like they made a good decision to change their life. So think about that. Here's how fast you can expect to see results. These are all good. What happens if the offer is not what you expected? How long is this offer available to you once you sign up? Do you have a lifetime offer, like a lifetime access to your courses? No. Tell why. Yes. Tell why. You know, it's up to you. So those are just ideas, but one of the things I want y'all to think about is your personal branding. Like, I know Shonda, and Shonda, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like your color is purple. See, I didn't even know that. I just feel like, because I see you in purple all the time. And so it's like, I'm like, oh, her personal brand, I want her personal brand in purple. And Corinthia is purple, right, Corinthia? She probably.
It definitely is, honey.
See, everybody, you should have a color that you're either representing all the time, and tell people why you chose that color. You know, people ask me, you know, purple is my color, it's my favorite color. Tell why. So the matriarch, now navy blue and silver are the colors of the matriarch. Gold, navy blue and silver and gray are Ellison's colors. My favorite color is yellow. But the colors that I put into the branding is a combination of the matriarch signature as well as Ellison. So you have to think about the colors, and y'all do very well with that. Y'all really do very well with that. Your colors, like, people should see the color and know it's you. Like, we know Sasha is pink. You know, that's her thing. I want to say Elle is pink peach. She does the peach color. Yes, Shonda said purple represents royalty. I know Amy is not on the call tonight, but her color is like a burgundy and cream. She likes that. So you have your own personal branding, but use the same fonts in all your stories. Use the same style of writing in all your stories. Like me, I use music a lot. I'm in music. I come from a singing family. So music is in me. So we, people come to my stores, you'll hear Guy, you hear Beyonce, you hear gospel, you hear Kurt. You don't know what you're gonna hear when you get in my story. So I'm a music person. But I want people to know that that's something that's personal to me. So you need to have a personal branding structure. What does it look like? And your font, all of it needs to look the same all the time. Change it up as far as like, a little style here and there, but you need to have the same consistency throughout. Questions before we hop off for the night? Because this will be recorded and sent to y'all, so don't worry about that.
Yes, Coach, I got a question. So you know that my client acquisition is heavily rooted in school districts and all of that good stuff. Super excited about that. My teacher audience is on TikTok and Instagram. So my question is, it is appropriate for me to be creating the conversations aren't the same, right? Because teachers aren't buying what principals and school districts are buying. So the language on LinkedIn looks very different than how I'm playing with teachers on Instagram and TikTok, correct?
Correct. So
okay.
That's a great question. So higher level and lower level is going to look different. I always say that your higher level is more in the DMs or more in emails. You get what I'm saying? So
yep, I got you.
So your work with one-on-ones are going to be mostly behind the scenes under the radar. Like my 10, 15, $20,000 clients, they're not going to always respond to my content on Instagram. Those people they want to see data. They want to see recommendations. They want to see science behind what I do. But my program, my courses are more so the social media. But even then, like the matriarch, most people come into my DMs to ask and inquire. So it's still kind of on the radar, but your teachers are going to be moving towards content. Your principals and those acquisitions, that's a whole nother ball game. That's emails, RFPs. Half the time they ain't even looking on your social media to check and see if you legit. They just looking at your data and your proposals and your knowledge and all that, testimonials and stuff like that. So your social media is all about the teachers. Make sense?
Yep, it absolutely does. That's helpful so that I can do the homework you gave us for content for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the content is always going to speak to your, memberships. Memberships. Wow. This girl I work with, she just got her first 5-figure contract on LinkedIn. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Wow.
Congratulations, girl. Like she can hear us.
Right. But still, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm sorry about that, y'all, because she's been working. She been having a hard time, but I'm glad she got it together. Anyway, so your content speaks to teachers. Your content speaks to your course people. Your content speaks to your program, your container. Your one-on-ones are always going to be behind the gate. Even if that's your only program right now, most of them are going to be behind the gate, but it's still like you want your content to pull them in. The higher the price, the content has to align with that. The lower the price, you're going to have to really speak to their emotions a lot. Because some people can think that you're almost too expensive for them. They won't buy nothing from you because they're scared. So you're gonna have to mix up the content in so many ways, especially on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm sorry, and TikTok. So it's a game of testing, it's a game of fun, but it's also a game to root yourself as an expert, as a coach. Use this time wisely to get more people in your space. Like, you got people that they're posting, but they're not building a community. They're not building a pipeline. You need to be building a pipeline. Everybody that come and inquire about your program, you need to put their name up there. They may not invest today, but they may come back and invest next month. Y'all know Sharita's not here, but it took Sharita a year and a half to invest in me. Now, if I had gave up and blocked a long time ago, she wouldn't be, she wouldn't be here. But I did not keep that emotional mindset. I just allowed time to be the guide. Deaisha, same thing. Deaisha followed me for a whole year before she invested. Shonda, long time. Corinthia, kind of long time. Corinthia, kind of long time.
Yep, because at first I was just in love with you because you remind me so much of my sister who passed. So every time I looked at you, I saw my sister and I was like, all the stuff she's saying. Then I was like, wait, she teach me how to make money?
Oh, silly. Has been followed 6. Look at Sasha. Okay, Sasha. So that goes back to what we talked about. Like, take time. It takes time. You never know. Like, it is crazy sometimes. Like, you be people like, she been following me for so long, but because you know tire kickers when you see tire kickers. But you know people like, I love following you. I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to get it together. But when they get it together and you keep showing up, they will come. They will come. That's amazing. And see, and that's a post. That's a post. You know, I know everybody is not going to buy today. That this person been following me for 3 years and she came into my program today. This is why I show up. This is why I have to continue to show up, because tomorrow's not promised. Today is all we got. And it's about your pain. If you want to continue your pain, you go right ahead. But 3 years was just too long. And she had to come in today. Because she didn't have another 3 years. She don't have another 3 years. So you have to do what you have to do. So that's a great post to piggyback on and teach people about investment lessons. Okay, y'all. This is good. Y'all, we good? Are we whole? Do we feel whole today? Do we feel energized? Do we feel like we can go create some stuff? And Shonda, you good? Feel empowered a little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Good job. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, y'all, we're gonna let this simmer, and then Tyra will upload into the portal tomorrow, and y'all be able to partake in and we get it on. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Go to bed. Bye.